Good morning and welcome to a week late show of Morning Mumbles with Donnie DD214. I haven't quit. Sometimes we all just get in life and, doing our own thing and not posting, which is not good. Posting's good for your soul. Maybe your soul, maybe my soul. I don't know. Somebody's soul. It's good. Again, it's good, I think, to get out there and, vent, put all your thoughts in the ether. I was journaling a little bit. I need to, really hone in on that because I think, well, this is kind of video journaling, so similar. Today I want to talk about some keys to make healthy lifestyle choices, or some tips to make fat loss almost effortless. And that kind of sounds goofy, like it's not realistic. But again, when we talk about like the lifestyle mindset change, like, I mean, yeah, I want to be, dream physique tomorrow, but I also realize like I live life. So, I've been enjoying beer probably a couple more days a week than I need to. I think 2 days is really optimal. That's almost too much. Like, I think Friday and Saturday you should be able to have beers or drinks or whatever. It's funny because I tried some low carb tips that may work for you. Is switching over to seltzer, or there are some low calorie IPAs now, which is funny. Like, there's like, I don't know how low calorie it is, but there's hazy days, I think, or whatever. By gosh, my brain is not working this morning. Anyways, there's light IPAs. There's seltzers. Again, I was making the mixed drink, the tequila mixed drink, the ranch waters. Those were actually pretty good, but it was weird because my body like reacted differently to those. Like, 2 or 3 beers will give you a buzz, or give me a buzz, but it's weird. Those ranch waters, like the tequila, wasn't doing anything. And I know, like, I know my body reacts to whiskey differently. Each liquor it acts different, but it's just really weird. Yeah, I just realized they were too easy to drink, and wasn't for me. So I guess I'm just gonna stick to my heaviest beers, and then just reduce the overall intake. Again, I use this app called Try Dry. This year it's been, I think, 28 days with no beer, which for me, if anyone knows me, it's quite a bit. We're going for 150 to 200 days this year. Again, still enjoying the weekend. Still, if something happens on a Wednesday or Thursday and I want to have a beer, like, cool. But the point is, like, a lot of people, while we're on the topic, to make, losing weight effortless, drinking is a choice every day, right? So while we all sit here and, like, yeah, you can have a drinking problem, and some people are probably like too far gone, and I've thought about that sometimes, where you think like, oh, I have to have 2 beers to come home and relax. Honestly, sometimes, yeah, sobriety after work is boring, but at the end of the day, like, you wake up feeling fresh the next day, you save money, you're effortlessly almost losing fat. And so the pros definitely outweigh the cons. But you got to remember that when you're trying to cut back, if you're doing a 30-day challenge, it kind of puts limiting factors on you. Whereas if you say, yeah, long term, I just want to reduce my overall beer or alcohol intake, then each day is a choice. You know what I mean? You have to look at we say it all the time, and you hear it all the time, is, what is your why? Why is like, well, obviously I want to get in better shape, but I also want to have mental clarity. I also want to have focus. I also want to be able to perform at work. I also don't want to, just all the other negative things that come out of alcohol. Like, I mean, yeah, again, in the moment it can be fun, but you also live in like a state of sedation, where you're not able to do the extra things that you're capable of because your mind is just sedated all the time. And so that's just one of the tips, right? Being able to reduce your alcohol intake. Consistency. Just because maybe you're lifting 3 days a week, maybe you're not lifting. If you're not lifting, it's probably a good reason why you're not losing weight. I'm not saying you can't lose fat without lifting, but it definitely makes it easier. Each pound of muscle that you build is going to increase your basal metabolic rate, which means that your body at rest is just burning more fat. your body with more muscle just needs more energy. So the more you increase, the better. When you're not lifting, pick up a fun hobby. Maybe you're playing pickleball. Maybe you're walking. Maybe you're playing disc golf. Maybe you're just walking your dogs. Maybe you're walking walking with your spouse after work. I don't know. But picking up, walking or low intensity steady state cardio, especially on your rest days. Do 30 minutes on the incline on the treadmill. It's actually shown to burn a lot of fat without a lot of effort. You walk everywhere. Well, maybe you don't, but maybe that's the problem. Another thing I've really been focusing on is meal prepping, and so I over the last couple of weeks I've ate out, more times, probably like 3 times last week. But I try to focus on, like, it's funny. I grabbed a burger. What did I grab? A triple burger because it just had the most protein. But what else did I not get? Fries. So it's like, looking at the healthy alternatives. They're not necessarily healthy, but at the end of the day, like, protein in is good. Protein takes more calories to burn, and to actually break down the protein than any other macronutrient. But at the same time, like, think about those high protein options, and then think about, do you need the fries? Do you need this? Do you need that? I'm trying to look at ways that, like, don't make you a hermit, but still, help you overall in the long term. So if you think about this fat loss journey or the lifestyle change in a long-term mindset, then, it doesn't matter if it takes me 12 weeks to cut to my goal, or if it takes a year. Because honestly, if I learn how to do it mentally, then, as a lifestyle change, then inevitably it doesn't matter how long it takes me, because I'm making long-term changes, right? So back to meal prep. Meal prepping is key. I was looking at buying this cookbook that I've been, looking at for like a year or two. The guy came out with a new upgrade. And I'm like, yeah, I need to get that cookbook. And then I realized, like, well, one, you can find a lot of their videos on Instagram. So if I really want to make just one specific recipe, I can do that. But in my email, I already had 4 high protein recipe cookbooks, or in my phone. And so it's really just trying to write down the ones that, kind of fit, and then just working on those. I mean, yeah, I like trying new food all the time, like making new stuff. Like last week, I made a high protein, kind of like hamburger helper meal, 2 pounds of ground beef, protein pasta, the penne, Barilla, a whole thing of cottage cheese. So I was like 70 grams of protein in itself. So we're sitting, and then a whole pound of cheddar. I mixed that all together with a little bit of milk. And the meal came out like a 7. Like, it wasn't great, but I'm taking it for lunch today. But each meal, I got like 4 meals, and each one was at least, well, I got 6 meals actually, but each one's like 60, 70 grams of protein. And so, yeah, there's that, beef stew, taco bowls. There's so many things. Like, I really want to reduce my carb intake. And some days I will make like high, like lower carb meal preps. But again, I'm kind of just focused on overall high protein, and then just eating to satiation. Like, other than that, my body's going to start using, it already uses fat as fuel. So overall, just trying to make healthier choices. Go on Amazon and buy you some glass meal prep containers, like, because these things last forever. They don't leach chemicals when you microwave them. You can buy like 10 of them for like 30-40 bucks. I'm buying another 10 because I want to have 20 frozen meals at all time. Like, just go grab something randomly. It doesn't matter, surprise, it's one of my meal preps. And then I think that gives you kind of more freedom to, I like eating lunch meal prepped, but I like making dinner when you get home, because it gives you the variety. So even though you have the different meal prep varieties, like, you can come home, or if you want to pick up, something on the way home that is reasonable, then go for it. But I think that being able to go home with your spouse and cook like a new crazy meal that you've never tried, is an awesome bonding experience, and, keeps things exciting in your life. Yeah. Food, variety, the spice of life. So there's that. I think that's great. Meal prepping, high protein, having the ability to be more flexible. And then I think the last thing that I've really been focused on, and I've really focused on it a lot more, was intermittent fasting. And that actually comes pretty naturally to me. So what I'll do is I'll drink my coffee before my workout, and then I'll switch over to like an electrolyte after I work out generally, um, or a carbonated water. But either way, I'm probably drinking a coffee, a carbonated water, and I didn't like carbonated waters. It's funny, I didn't like them for a long time, but I realized that you still get the benefits of the carbonation making you feel full. So that's cool. And then electrolytes. So I'll have like probably 50, 60 ounces of fluid before I eat. It kind of fills me up. You know, sometimes I get hungry. If I break my fast at like 10 a.m., I'm not worried about that at all, because overall, I just want to increase that fat burning time frame. So yeah, those are it. Also, you know, again, weightlifting to me is key. It may not be for everybody, but there are different ways to lift weights. You don't have to lift weights. You can actually do, you know, body weight exercises. You can do, which are calisthenics. You can do, you know, CrossFit. You can do powerlifting. You can do bodybuilding. All these things. Picking stuff up and putting them down is really great for your body. People don't realize that. Yard work, I don't know. Anyways, get out, be active. Hopefully this video wasn't rambling too much. I guess I need to get my shit together and become more stable again. It's only been 1 week where I haven't been consistent, so I'll take that. Better than the past. Let me know down in the comments. Give me a thumbs up if you like this, if it was helpful. Update, I'm currently down like 10 pounds in the last 2 months. A possible 10 more pounds to go, although 6 foot tall and 170 pounds is, you know, pretty light. Again, I'm not super concerned about that. I have goals as far as more aesthetic goals and other goals with my weightlifting that I'm not concerned about my body weight. So, I mean, if I end up staying 180, that's fine. I'd actually be cool with that, but I definitely want to see some abs this year. I know that's kind of vain, but I don't know. I think overall, you know, there are studies showing that the less body fat that you have, you're at lower risk for like comorbidities. So, yeah, small steps make big changes. So have a great Tuesday and crush the week. Thanks. Bye.